What if I told you there was a place on earth where the world's most powerful people gathered, but where law, shame, and humanity completely disappeared? In 1998, an American man quietly bought a 75-acre private island in the Caribbean for just $8 million. On the map, it was part of the United States Virgin Islands. Its official name, Little St. James. From the outside, it looked like paradise. White beaches, emerald hills, luxury villas, swimming pools, a private helipad. But people living on nearby islands had another name for it. They called it Pedophile Island. According to victim testimonies, court records, and FBI investigations, girls between the ages of 12 and 17 were trafficked to this island. They were promised money, modeling opportunities, massage work, help with school or personal problems. But once they arrived, escape was almost impossible. The island was surrounded by open sea. There was no local police presence, no public oversight. One 15-year-old girl later testified that she tried to swim away. She was caught. Her passport was taken. The owner of Little St. James was Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein started his career as a math teacher in Brooklyn. Then suddenly his life changed. He accumulated a fortune estimated at $600 million, and he entered the highest circles of global power. Among his known contacts were Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Ehud Barak, along with CEOs, scientists, and celebrities. Investigators later discovered this was not a random crime. It was a system. Girls aged 13 to 16 were recruited by other girls. Each recruiter was paid extra money for bringing in someone new. A pyramid of exploitation. Victims testified that they were told to stay silent. They were paid in cash. They were made dependent on Epstein's network. Flights on the infamous Lolita Express were arranged by Epstein's team. The island was designed for silence. For years, nothing happened. Until March 2005, a 14-year-old girl in Florida filed a police complaint. She said she was taken to a wealthy man's mansion. She was told she would be paid $200 to $300 for a massage. When she arrived, Epstein met her wearing only a towel. He assaulted her. When police asked if she knew other girls, she named 2. Those 2 named 2 more. The chain didn't stop. Within months, police identified 35 victims, most of them minors. The FBI launched an investigation called Operation Leap Year. A 53-page report was prepared. Epstein was facing life-ending charges. But that's not what happened. Behind closed doors, a secret agreement was made. Federal prosecutor Alexander Acosta approved a deal with Epstein's lawyers. Epstein pleaded guilty to just 2 minor prostitution charges. In return, he received immunity from future federal charges. His associates were protected. The deal was sealed. Victims were never informed, a direct violation of US law. Epstein was sentenced to 18 months, but even prison was different for him. He stayed in a private wing. He was allowed to leave jail 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. He only slept there at night. After just 13 months, he walked free. An investigative journalist named Julie K. Brown at the Miami Herald reopened the case. After years of research, she published a series called Perversion of Justice. She exposed Epstein's crimes, the secret deal, the system that protected him. Public outrage exploded. Under pressure, Epstein was arrested again in July 2019. This time, he faced up to 45 years in prison. But then came the final twist. On August 10, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Officials ruled it a suicide. But security cameras malfunctioned. Guards fell asleep. Records were inconsistent. Soon, one phrase echoed across the world: Epstein didn't kill himself. Years later, in 2025, the Epstein Files began to surface online. Thousands of documents, heavily redacted pages, names blacked out, dates erased. More than 1 million documents remain unreleased. The biggest question remains, was Epstein acting alone or protecting people far more powerful than himself? In early 2026, the US Department of Justice released millions of new pages connected to the Epstein case. Emails, images, videos, legal records spanning decades. These documents linked Epstein, directly or indirectly, to dozens of powerful figures across Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Ehud Barak, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Stephen Hawking. So the real questions today are, why is all this coming out now after decades of silence? Was it bureaucracy or protection? Was Epstein a lone criminal or a facilitator for a much larger system? Why are so many files still redacted? Little St. James is closed today, but the system that allowed it to exist is still very much alive. Until the full truth comes out, these files are just paper, and the final verdict belongs to the public.